Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. So glad to be back. I recorded my first video about 2 weeks ago that has anything to do with knitting, sewing, my favorite items. I'm gonna have a mixture of a whole bunch of different things. I then caught myself a really great cold, and I can still hear it when I'm speaking. I did record a video last week, but I certainly was not going to put that out there because I'm sure you would not have wanted to hear me sniffling. So I'm going to try it today again. My ears are still quite plugged, so we'll see how it goes. But I have a lot of things to share. I'm still very new to the knitting world. I lived in Scarfland for a long time, and I'm just learning how to make other things besides scarves and hats, etc. And yeah, so I'm going to do the first half. I'll go through my knitting stuff and then I will switch to my sewing. I'm not a super fast knitter. Like I said, I'm still learning, so it's just a work in progress. So yeah, I'm going to start with what I finished knitting. I finally finished a pair of socks. I am not sure what I think about them. They stretched out like crazy. They do have a couple of interesting little holes where the heels, I did the short row heel, but I'm gonna stitch them up. I'll just use like yarn and just stitch up the little holes, or I might even frog them. I'm not sure. They've only been frogged about probably 20 times, so what would be another time to do that? And I really am having trouble. I'm doing toe up, and I'm having a lot of trouble with the cuff. I have tried Jenny's favorite stretchy bind up. I've tried everything, and now recently, I think it was the New Leaf podcast. I really enjoy her a lot. Oh my goodness, I can't imagine not being able to check out her videos. They've just been so incredibly helpful. So I'm not sure. I did wash them. I'm going to need to get some sock blockers, but I did find they stretched a lot. I see my battery flashing. Hopefully it doesn't die. I'll have to put another battery in. But anyway, the yarn that I did use, the pink and the purple, they were Knit Picks, and I'll list them below. Just their sock yarn. And then the other yarn I used that I got in a swap, which I really enjoyed a lot. It's the House Cottage. I don't know if that's clear or not, but it's merino nylon superwash, and yeah, it's loghousecottageyarns.com. What a beautiful yarn. It is so soft. Now that I've washed them, I'm feeling like I think that I could wear them, but I don't know, they, like I said, they really stretch, because these have 48 stitches, just like the pair I'm working on now, which are pretty tight. But I guess these also are a knit 3 purl ones, so maybe that's why. But like I said, I'm just learning all the little tips and tricks about sock knitting. So now that we're on that subject, I just finished my next sock, and just let me quickly look up again where this yarn came from. It's the variegated yarn is from Fibreartstudio. That's out of Vancouver. They're fiber.art.studio on Instagram. They also have an Etsy store. I just finished this heel today, and it's an afterthought heel, and I was so proud. I was sitting at Starbucks stitching, and I got it together, and I'm just smiling and just so happy. I'm thinking they're probably going to think I'm crazy. I haven't even blocked it. Obviously, I have not made my second sock. I used the stretchy bind off according to the Carmen on New Leaf podcast. It's okay. This sock is definitely tighter. It is only 48 stitches again, but it is definitely tighter. It doesn't have, I didn't do the rib, I just did a plain vanilla, just knit stitch, and I have very small feet. But this yarn from Fibreartstudio, it does say on the website or on the Etsy store that it is a little smaller or a little finer than the regular sock yarn or fingering weight. So I used a size 1 needle for both of them, 2.25. So I didn't frog this sock at all, which is, no, well, I didn't frog the entire sock, but I did frog this cuff about 5 times. So yeah, otherwise than that, that's I'm pretty excited to start the second one. I think I'm actually going to like it. I am going to obviously wash it and I'm thinking it would be okay if it would stretch just a little bit. It is because I think the yarn was a little finer, then it's so super snug on the feet. I love that, and it's nice. It is nice on the calves, but because I don't know, it's definitely, if I was to use such a thin yarn, I'd probably do 52 stitches. But I'm loving it. So another thing that I'm working on is, what else am I working on? What else can I show you? This is in my bag. Shh, I'm counting. I love to make bags. It's really fun. I probably will. Right now, I did have an Etsy store. I don't, right now it's kind of on hiatus. I did a lot of embroidery, like on t-shirts and stuff like that, tea towels. I probably will land up putting some bags in there in the future. I'm just trying to figure out what I want to do. I just went down to 1 job from 3, so I feel like I'm on vacation during the day, so I have so many options that I'm just like, I feel overwhelmed not knowing what I should do. So, oh, and I am drinking, anybody who catches a cold, Starbucks Medicine Ball. I did make this one at home, but it is fantastic. It just makes you feel so much better. It's lemonade, a peach tea bag, or you can do citrus mint from Starbucks. I just did a peach because I was making it at home. And peppermint. So I just heat my lemonade with some boiling water, and then I throw it in the microwave or on the stove, and I just add my tea bags, and it's yummy. It's really good. It can, it's so soothing. It's just a cozy beverage. And if you go to Starbucks, I don't think it's on their menu, but you can ask for Medicine Ball and they would make it for you. So this is something that I started a while back, and this is In the Fade by Andrea Maui. I can never say her name properly. And I'm just loving it. This yarn is from Polka Dot Creek out of Calgary, Alberta. I am from Medicine Hat, Alberta. I did say that in my first video. It gives you a rundown of kind of who I am, etc. There's a few places I'm noticing as I'm holding it up. I don't know what I was doing, if I was learning a new stitch or what. But anyway, hopefully when I block it, it's all going to come together. But this is where I'm at. I have this yarn that I'd like to put at the bottom. I need to take my glasses off that I can see where I'm at here with this. I think I'm going to put that at the bottom. I want to make it a little longer. It's going to be a 3/4 inch sleeve. I don't know. Oh yeah, you can see that. And yeah, so I'm pretty excited to get that done. I cannot believe that I'm actually making a sweater. I made one probably about 10 years ago with the help of a lady in town here. She's passed on since, and it was a lot of fun, and then I didn't do anything for probably 10 years. So yeah, that's another project that I'm working on. And then another project that I'm working on is, it's the 2nd Avenue shawl, and I'm doing it in different colors. I'm still missing a few colors. I will talk about it again next week. I am just at the start. It's so funny because there's a little stitch after you do this little bit of this really cute little curvy edging, and then there's a stitch where it's like purl stitches and they kind of protrude. So I thought, oh my gosh, I did that whole row wrong. So I frogged it all and did it over and realized that was part of it. So yeah, it's I'm really enjoying it. This burgundy thread, or yarn, is it's a hemp, waisted wool. No, not waist. Oh my gosh, my brain cells have left me with this cold. Worsted weight wool, and oh my goodness, this is how I've been all week at work. This is merino wool and hemp, and it's like 80-20, and oh my gosh, or is it cotton and hemp? It might be cotton and hemp. I'll have to check my notes and I'll put it down below. I've been that way all week at work. Unbelievable. It's hard to think when you've got a cold. And then this this other color that's going to be the base of it is it's a really, really pretty color from Knit Picks. I'm just new to this indie yarn. I'm just finding it so fascinating. All we have in Medicine Hat is Michael's, and I'm just so thrilled about this hand-dyed yarn that I'm learning about. It is so overwhelming. My next color is going to be another one of those skeins with the hemp in it, so I'm pretty excited. But I'll go over that a lot more next week when I have the actual colors in that I'm going to all use, and once my cold sounds a little bit better, because I know I sound pretty rough. Another yarn that I got this off of a lady on Facebook, but she does have an Etsy shop. It's Liza D Originals. Oh my goodness, this is merino, nylon, cashmere, and I was gonna make socks because I thought, I think I would like cashmere in my socks, because so far I'm not sure what I think of hand knit socks yet on my feet. So I'm thinking this would be interesting, but now that I got it in the mail, I'm just like, or a friend of mine actually, she sent it to Florida to a friend of mine, and my friend just got back from Florida. She'd been there for a couple weeks, and she brought it back for me. And it's prettier than I even thought, and now I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I cannot make that into socks. It's just stunning. Nobody will see them if they're on my feet. So I don't know, I might have to try to implement it into a shawl or something. But, oh, excuse me, my nose is so itchy. But, yeah. This is another bag that I use for my knitting. This is first time I ever actually really did a zipper bag with the polka dot fabric. My first little stitch, my first little pin. I'm hoping I'm not repeating anything from my first video. My first video was the 15-minute video that, well, you had to stay under 15 minutes. And so I was really trying to make a point of doing that, and because otherwise it would have cut me off. So I should hurry up and stop rambling on here. I'll quickly share one more bag. And like I said, I hope I didn't talk about this one in my first video, because I did the other video last week where my nose was, it was just so bad. I was getting sick at that time. So I made this bag out of an old pair of jeans, and I just think it's the cutest thing ever. And the inside I just used like just a simple. Well, my battery finally died, so I think I was just talking about the fabric on the inside of my denim bag. I'm thinking that's when it stopped recording. Again, I'll just quickly do a brief overview of it. Just a pair of jeans with the pocket, and yeah, and then like I said, the inside is just quilting cotton in purple, and then I did put a little pocket inside, and then I'll put a little ring on there, and then if you want to put your stitch markers and stuff on this. So this is going to go to my friend Kara. I'm going to send that to her. And she knows she's getting it, so it's okay if she does by chance watch this video, then it's fine, because she already knows that it's going to her. And what else did I think that's it for my knitting. Otherwise than that, I can't think of anything else in my knitting part of this video. So I'm quickly going to go to some sewing things that I'm wanting to make. I find, I'll first quickly say, there's a few more things I wanted to share with you guys. I went to the thrift store today because everybody says, Carol, you got to go to the thrift store. If you want to do any yarn dyeing or anything, you've got to go check. They always have all sorts of interesting stuff. So I've been kind of keeping my eye out for a stainless steel pot. And can you believe I went there today and look what I found. It's not the biggest stainless steel pot, but it's a stainless steel pot with a lid and a strainer. And did you know, well, first of all, I didn't realize this. My friend said, oh, Carol, if you put a magnet on it, it sticks, you know it's stainless steel. I did the key test, which I did realize, actually, it does say at the bottom stainless steel, but they don't all say that. But if you try to scratch it with a key, and if it doesn't scratch easily, that means it's stainless steel. And if you can scratch it just like that, it is aluminum. It's not stainless steel. Aluminum? Yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh. I just cannot believe how your mind goes when you have a cold. It is ridiculous, like absolutely ridiculous. I'm gonna put this down because I'm also super clumsy right now too. Chances are I would probably drop it off the table. So there's another, now this is, wow, I could not believe it. When I was at the thrift store the other day at Value Village, I had seen these bags of yarn. I thought, my gosh, they look like worsted weight yarn, or they look like a wool. Like there's something special about this yarn. Not really my color, but if I want, I could dye over it, or I could make it for my boyfriend. I'm just realizing now as I'm looking, some of them are a little lighter than others, but that's okay. It's I will show you what I got here. I didn't know as well how to tell if it was acrylic, if it had acrylic in it, because there was no labels. And then I was told that if you take and light it with the matte lighter, if it disintegrates to nothing, it's a natural product, and if it has acrylic in it, it'll just turn into like almost like a little piece of plastic, or it's just a little, there's something left. So this is what I got. 6 and 6. And this is yarn. It's got like long, like hairs and stuff like that in it. I don't know if you guys could help me, tell me, like, and it's very woolly. Now I know what people mean when they say it has that woolly smell, but yet, yeah, I guess it could be a little bit itchy, but it feels like it has a lot of oil in it still. So I am so excited. I don't even think I'm gonna dye over it. I'm just gonna make a sweater. Had to pause for a minute because I had to cough. I think I'll make a sweater for my boyfriend Peter, because I don't really wear browns, but I guess if I'd implement it with something else. But that smell, like, I don't know, I wonder if I would get tired of that smell while I'm knitting with it. I'm not sure. But so I got 12 cakes. I don't know how much is on one. I'll have to weigh it. I need to get myself a scale, and I need to weigh it and see how much would be on one cake. It's pretty big. I'm thinking it's got to be at least 100 grams minimum. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. And I also found some yarn. It's chunky. It's probably pretty old. It's still from the Bay, but you know what? It's a merino wool, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 skeins, and they were it was about $15, I think. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, $18 for that. So $20 for the 6 of the other one, and then $18. Obviously people that are bringing stuff to the thrift stores like that, they don't have an idea of the value. Not just that, I mean, if you don't, like, what are they gonna do with it, right? But I was super excited with all of those purchases. So with that, I'm going to lead into a few other things that I got. I also got a couple of patterns. I got this pattern. So what I'm going to do on this channel as well, I need to get rid of my fabric. I have so much beautiful quilting fabric because I don't quilt anymore. I've made a couple of quilts, and I still have all my fabric. I used to work at a fabric store a number of years ago, and I still have so much fabric left, and I'm still a fabric junkie. When I go into a fabric store, I'm a really happy girl, just as happy as if I go into a yarn store. And so I got this pattern. So my granddaughter Zaylee, I think I'm gonna make her, her mom Amy really likes that jumper, so I think I'm gonna make that. So what I was thinking I might do is, because I have so many pieces of fabric, I think once I start, doing this. Like I'll do like one video, maybe it'll be 1 week it'll be sewing. I'll always probably have something to do with knitting just to say where I'm at. And with my yarn dyeing, which I'm gonna see if I can pull off. I used to be a hairdresser, so that I did talk about that in my first video. So it'll be kind of cool to get back into that. And I loved the part of mixing color for hair. So I can do it for yarn. If I can do it for hair, I should be able to do it with yarn. So I also got this pattern, which I thought was really, really cute. And these were all from Value Village. And I'm gonna, I don't know which one I'll make, but I have so many patterns as well. But getting back to what I was gonna say before, I always lose my train of thought. I go to the next thing before my brain can even go there. And I was thinking, because some pieces are like 3-4 meters, so I thought I'll make something out of it, and then maybe what I'll do is just do a draw for the next week, and then it'll be for you know, a piece of the fabric, maybe a meter or whatever it is left, or whatever. If there's more than a meter, maybe do 1.5 meters, or maybe do 2 giveaways. But I thought that would be a great way to just share it with everybody, because it's so nice to be able to speak to people that actually want to hear me talk about this kind of stuff. So it's quite wonderful. Oh, before I forget, the reason I'm wearing a jacket and a sweater that probably don't match, I bought this sweater at Value Village as well. And what I did was I went and I embroidered on it, and I think it turned out so cute. And then, I don't know if you're going to be able to see, I did at the bottom here, I did a butterfly. And I've had so many compliments on this jacket. It was like a $5 purchase, so I just did some embroidery on it. And I am loving it. It is just, yeah, it's super cute. I was a little worried about it getting tacky, because sometimes I don't know when to stop. But I think it turned out okay. So I also got, I just talked about all the stash I have in fabric, which is ridiculous. I also got a couple of pieces of fabric at the fabric store. And I had seen a dress, maybe on Pinterest or somewhere about a year ago, in a print like this, and it was stunning. And I thought, oh my gosh, it was on for 60 or 70% off now, and it's 60 wide. It's got a little bit of stretch. It's cotton, and I thought it would be so super cute in maybe a shirt like this. I would just make it a little bit longer, or in one of these. I was thinking maybe this one. So that's another thing that I would like to put together. So hopefully I can have any of these pieces ready for next week for the podcast. That would be fantastic. And then I was super excited because I got a piece of this white, and it's cotton with about 3% spandex, and it was 70% off. And you know, it was a couple of weeks ago. I went to Calgary to meet my my son's girlfriend, and she had flown in from Winnipeg for a class, and we went into the mall, and I was so shocked at the quality of fabric on clothing. We went to Zara's, and I couldn't believe it. It was so hard to find anything that was made out of cotton. There were a few shirts, but I couldn't believe it, and I thought, oh my goodness, I really got to start sewing myself my own clothes again, because I don't like the man-made fibers. Like, I don't know, like especially polyester, it's just not comfortable. So I was thinking with this white, I was seeing so many items with embroidery on them, and it was funny because a couple years ago I was up working, and I traveled a lot with my work till about a year ago, and I was in Germany, and Peter came with me, and I told him, like, there was so much embroidery out there, and I said, isn't this interesting? There's so much embroidery, yet we do not have it in Canada and the US yet. And I said, give it 3 to 4 years, I bet you anything we will have it in Canada and the US. And sure enough, it's been about 4 years since I was in Germany and England, and I cannot believe how much embroidery there is. And it's beautiful. Like, people have embroidered on their coats, on their shirts, and I thought something like this, and if I would just use a pattern, any of, like even this one, and I could, you know, maybe just do some embroidery on the bottom, or even, you could actually even do the dress. I don't really wear a lot of dresses, but, sorry, it just stopped recording again. Even a top like this, I think would be fantastic. And then do some embroidery. I also have a pattern that's kind of off the shoulder. I think it does have some kind of straps on top, but it's got a little bit of a yoke in the front, so it'd be pretty to do some embroidery along there. But like I said, I have to be careful that I don't get too tacky, because then I just get crazy and I just keep going, and then it turns out and it just looks so busy and awful. Another couple of things that I got that I just thought was, I shouldn't be buying fabric, but I just couldn't believe it. I got this cat fabric, and I've got to make a couple of bags out of this cat fabric. It's got yarn. Oh my word, if that isn't cute, I don't know what is. So I've got to make a couple of bags, and I'll probably, when I open my Etsy shop, put them in there. And look at these sheep. I was so excited when I saw this. Like, even if I would just do it like with black, even just a simple drawstring bag, because the zipper really makes me nervous in my bags, because I'm so scared I'm gonna get the yarn caught in there. And then I got this piece of fabric at Value Village the other day, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, should I make a denim jacket out of it, because it's quite big, or should I make a bag? So I don't know, I think a denim jacket would probably be pretty cute too. Oh my gosh, now that I'm saying that, I'm just thinking that would be so cute with a pair of jeans. But yeah, and then I found this piece of Betty Boop. It's an older fabric, but I thought that'd be a super cute bag as well. I could just, it's just endless. And then the other day I was watching a YouTuber, and she was talking about the necessary clutch, and it just so happened that my girlfriend has a quilt shop here in town, and she sells this pattern. So I thought, I've got to go support her and buy it, because I want her to stay in business. And I just found in my stash a bunch of fabric pieces that I bought when I was working in Germany. We had gone during Christmas, we went to Berlin. I had 5 days off, and I got some fabric. I brought everybody a little, all the girls at the sewing group that I was in, I brought them all little pieces of remnants and some chocolate and a couple little treats in there, and then I got myself one too, and that was pieces like this, just random, but these were fat quarters. So I'm thinking I might make this clutch. I think so, or I'll make a bag with leather straps. I don't know. I would use the knitting bag just as much as I would use a wallet, but I just hate to cut it up, but I need to use it. There's no point in having it in a tote. It serves absolutely no purpose. And there's so many cute fabrics in here, like something with bunnies. I would just mix it all together. Here's another cute fabric. Excuse me, I coughed again. But I'm actually making it through the video. I don't think my nose is, I think it's the medicine ball is helping my nose not to, which you'd think it would make it probably want to run even more. But I think what it does, it soothes the throat. So when I was in Calgary, I got the Sew magazine, and I love it. Wow, I was so excited. I bought this at Chapters, and then I'm kind of late to the, I'm sure I'm late in getting the Knitting Vogue magazine. And I also got the Sew News. So what I thought I would do is, I thought I would share in this video, in these videos that I'm going to put out, I'm going to share some favorite things. I did have a YouTube channel, or I still do, that has to do with cosmetics and all that kind of stuff, skincare, which I really enjoyed, but I found I was just getting too much stuff, too much product, and you can't use it all. And I was, yeah, I was just getting way too much stuff. But there's some things that I still find that I love that are my favorite, like, you know, mascara or whatever. So I think what I might do is, when I do have an item that I've found that I really enjoy, then I'll share it on this channel as well. And if you want to hear about it, that's great. And if you feel that you just don't care, you have no interest, then I just won't. Or what I can do also is put timestamps on and say, hey, now I'm going to share some of my favorite items, and there'll be a mixture. Maybe something that I just cooked that I really enjoyed, or I might even have a little category for my thrift store finds when it comes to stuff like this, sewing and knitting, because it's really fun to share, and I'd love to see that from somebody else. And yeah, like I said, I'm new to this world, and I just find this yarn community so interesting and so much fun. Like, I just love it. I've just had a blast just learning about all the different types of yarn, and like I said, now I'm gonna really give a go at the dyeing yarn as well, because for me to buy yarn from the US or wherever, somewhere different than Canada, the shipping is crazy. Just like one ball of yarn, $25 to ship. And you know, that makes your ball of yarn, just a simple fingering weight ball of yarn, by the time you have it home, it can be $60 for one skein or one hank. What are we supposed to say, skein or hank? So I'm going to yeah, I'm gonna give it a go and see how I do with it. But I think I'm gonna end it here. It's gone on for a long time. I really appreciate you tuning in, and I will, now that I'm starting to get over my cold, I will make a point of for sure having one video a week. I'm not sure exactly which day that I'll be putting them out. I'm still learning the editing part of it. It's really interesting. Electronics and I, computers and I, not best friends. So I'm learning. Once I get it down pat, then I'll probably start doing more than one video, because it's so much fun. I love it. And yeah, and once I find my brain, now that my cold is hopefully going to be gone soon, then yeah, we'll have a blast just creating this incredible family. I'm super, super excited to be a part of it. So I will go for now. Take care, everybody, and we'll talk to you next week. Bye.